Hello y'all, it's Jennifer with Creative Art Spark, and today I'm going to do a little more work with my Sizzix Studio stencils and registration tool. Now if you watched the video I did this past week, and I don't think anybody's really plugged into it, but that's okay. I want to show you the results that I got. I was a little disappointed because I thought I was going to create some fantabulous art. In no way is my reaction to this a reflection of Sizzix Studio. It's a reflection of my ability to use the fantastic tools that they gave me. Okay? And I said in the video, you need to know how your stencils are going to work before you can truly be successful with them. So while I'm not overjoyed with my results, I'm not totally devastated by them either. There are parts of this that I like. I love the stamps. I stamped with ink. I stamped with acrylic paint. I love this little strip right here. That's stenciled. And I love the colors that I used. I just did not know the stencils themselves. And that's my bad. So I'm going to try again today. And again, I don't know the stencil, so I'm not sure that I'm going to just love the results that I get, but I'm going to go about it a little different way. And I'm going to use inks. This one I used acrylic paints, and you're going to get a very different results with stencils when you use acrylic paints. That was my first time ever doing that. So of course my results were not what I was expecting. So that being said, I got a couple of housekeeping things I wanted to tell y'all about. If you remember, I said that I was going to have a little bag to put all my Sizzix Studio tools in, and here is my bag. And it even holds this because there's no storage space for this on your tool, on your registration tool. So this fits into the bag that I made, and that way I will not be losing my placement tool. And I think that's wonderful because I literally lose everything I lay my hands on. So in here I've got my brayer tool, I've got my extension tool, I've got my extra little pads, I've got my palette knives, everything I can think of that go with my Sizzix Studio tool, registration tool. Now, another thing that I talked to y'all about was the danger of the infamous pokey tool. I was making cards the other day and my pokey tool rolled off my table. Now there's nothing surprising in that. Everything that I have falls off my table. Sometimes it hits my dog in the head and she gets very upset with me. But when a pokey tool rolls off the table, it can be dangerous, and I actually stabbed myself in the leg with it. So I have put a little jewel. Can you see it right there? I've put a little jewel on there to keep it from rolling, and it will hit that little jewel and stop. So, you know, I want to recommend that everybody that uses a pokey tool to do this, you don't have to be as klutzy as I am to do this to try to keep yourself safe. Just go ahead and do it, and then you won't get stabbed in the leg like I did, because I can clue you, that hurts. It hurts badly. Okay, so those are my tips for the day. Get you a bag to put your tools in, a bag that you can recognize as going with the Sizzix Studio, and put a rolling stop on your pokey tools so that it cannot roll off your desk. Okay, now let's look at the stencil that I'm going to attempt to try today. I just think that that is beautiful. Now, I already know that I'm not going to get those kinds of results, and I'm not going for those kinds of results. That is the result that the artist that created these stencils and stamps got. And the artist that made these is Vic Hollins. And you can see more of her work on Sizzix Studio. I think they've got an artist spotlight about her. But I'm going to try to use some of these stencils and some of my inks because I'm more used to stenciling with inks than I am with paints. And I'm going to see what I can get on a regular piece of cardstock, because I decided I want to cover the outside of a journal with my results if I like them. I'm wanting to make myself a journal from an Eileen Hull um, die and have myself a little art journal. So that's my goal for today. So let's see what we've got. Let's open this up. There's these stamps and they're great. Look at these. I love florals. I love leaves. That looks like that could be a tree or that could be seaweed, whatever you wanted it to be. Here's some trees, some branches, some little plants, a little bird, a beautiful moth. I don't know what you'd call that, but I really like it. Bubbles, maybe. Whatever it is, I like it. There's a little bitty mushroom. Who doesn't like mushrooms? So those stamps are very interesting. Now let's look at the stencils. And I remember from last time that these stencils are numbered. So this is stencil number 1. It's got some great plant sections. That could be bark or it could be water, and the same for this. Stencil number 2. It's got some more plants, some more of this. Let's lay these over each other and see what we get. So you could get, it depends on the color, you could fill in all of that and get a real watery, dreamy look, I think. And then stencil number 3, and you get even more plants. Let's lay that on top and see what we get. That fills that in a little more, probably use a pop color right there. So that may be what I try to achieve today. I probably should have gotten a couple of pieces of cardstock. What do you think? Maybe so. All right, let's take the lid off of this. Let's put our cardstock down. Well, let's see here. This is stencil number 1. Okay. I think before I stencil, I think I want to do some, I want to do some background fill. Okay, so we're gonna put our cardstock down right here. I have a little bump right there that I can feel. What is that? Then when you start getting bumps, it's probably time to change out your sticky paper. Do as I say, not as I do, as my daddy used to tell us when we were kids. Don't throw away the release paper from this sticky sheet. Then you can put it back over the sheet when you put your registration tool in storage. Yeah. Okay. Let's start off. I got some new ink. When was I over there? At Scrappy Shack Sunday. I got milled lavender and pumice stone. So I want to try those out. Okay. Let's see. Let's look at what we've used this for. Let me find me a scrap sheet of paper. Does it have anything left? It does not. Okay. Well, that's kind of greenish. I kind of like it. These are Distress Oxides. And I'm just going to pounce along and pounce along. I'm not trying to make them dark or anything. I'm really terrible at ink blending, as you can well see. I'm demonstrating that in short order, aren't I? So let's take this and drag it and see what happens. Yeah, that doesn't help it much. All right, let's get this and let's pounce. Nothing's really pouncing off there. Let's try this now. This is the milled lavender. Oh, I like that. Let's get this purple one and use it instead of the, okay. I like that. We're probably going to edge over into the territory of making mud. But I just kind of want to give a little bit of background color just to give me something to play with. And it might be a mistake, but guess what? I don't care. I'm just playing. I'm just having fun. I want to have a little bit of fun today because we had sort of a harrowing night last night. About 10:30, my mother called, and she had a prowler. So, of course, we went charging down there in the middle of the night and stayed with her for a while. And that was pretty scary, really, when you stop and think about it. That was kind of scary. I didn't enjoy. See how things roll off my desk? I didn't enjoy feeling like there was somebody hanging out around her house and hiding and waiting to do mischief. I didn't like that feeling at all. So, and anyway, we got home pretty late. And so I just kind of need a little bit of mental, what do you call it? I just need some fun time. I have daubers everywhere and I never can find them. I've got this little tray. There's some of them that are not in there, of course. Let's see what's here. Oh, look at that. Nothing. Okay, we're going to come along with Lost Shadow. It fits in with that milled lavender really well. I get the feeling that this is kind of an underwater scene anyway, so I'm going to bubble it up with some water here in a few minutes. Give it some dots, and then I'll start laying down the stencils. It's always easier to do stencil blending than it is to do this kind of blending. I really like the Lost Shadow. It gives you just a very vague hint of color. Okay, let's stop with that. Oh no, I see some. Okay. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So we got home really late last night and I didn't sleep good. After that, I'm sure my mother didn't sleep good. I was going to spend the night and she decided she didn't want me to. But, you know, that's traumatic to have something like that happen. All right, let's see what happens here. We're going to lightly spritz because these are distress oxides, and so you can use water on them. Now, where did my paper towels disappear to? I don't know, but here's some tissue paper. Let's try that. All right, and let's blot up the water. We got a little bit of speckling. Let's do a little more. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but you can watch it start dotting up. And I don't have a lot of color on there, so it's not gonna speckle a whole lot. But there is that. Okay, now let's take stencil number 1. If you look up at the top, it says stencil number 1. And right off the bat, I want to show you something. Most stencils have holes at the top to put onto your registration tool. You can turn these, and that's probably, I mean, that's just like really, 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 really smart. I love it. Okay, I need to see if, well, come up. I'm all thumbs. All right, I want to put this on here like this. And I want to see, ooh, way far up there. I need to move my paper. Ooh, you can almost see the speckles. You can see them for real on the back side there. I'm going to move my paper up here so that I don't have to have my registration thing. Well, it's still got to go. Huh, okay, it needs to come way down. All right. Just so get out of the way. Water, move out of the way. I need to completely redo my desk so that this fits. Sorry, y'all, you get to see the worst. All right, let's put the tool, let's put this in there, and then we'll know where to put our stencil. How's that for genius work? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna push my stencil down like that. All right, what is the first color we want to use? I want to come in with a very light greenish color, so I'm going to use some Easy Berry by Altenew and see what we get. I'm going to tap off into the lid, and I'm going to stencil along. Oh, I forgot to tap off into the lid that time, didn't I? Am I upset? Nah. We are just playing. This has got some really tiny little places, so we might want to get a little micro brush and go back in there so that we get everything in. Let's do that. Little bitty micro brush. Let's try this one. It's been used with some blue, but I don't think that it's gonna matter. So we're gonna come down through there. We're gonna get in there and work some of that just to get some color down in those teensy little slices, just like that. Okay, work that color in there. And just play, just let your imagination just go wild with this. Now I see some little bitty buds along and along, and I'm gonna take some purple and I'm gonna dot some purple in there. Just a little bit. Just to see what happens. I'm not worried about professional results. Nobody ever said I was a professional. All right, let's test this. Let's lift this up and see what we've got. Look, y'all. Can you see that? I really like that. Okay. Let me cover these inks up and I'll lift that up and show you closer to the camera. It's very delicate. Very delicate. I really do like it. Okay. Now, the beauty of this registration tool, if you look, I'm one slot over from the edge and I'm in the very first row. Okay, so I'm going to lift that up just like that. And I'm going to pick this up so that you can see these delicate little flowers and the leaves. I'm going to do something else. Let's see. I want to come down here with some of this and then go back over it because I like the watery look. I want to put my stencil tool right there, and I want to come along with, where did I see it? I want, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a really light blue. I want to come along, maybe with speckled egg. Yeah, I think so. We'll see what happens with that. All right. Where's my blue? See, some of these things have rolled off and I don't know where they're at. It drives me nuts. So let's do something. Let's take, see, I've already lost my little bag now too. My goodness gracious. Okay, here's my bag. Let's take our this thing, and let's see what happens here. Let's give some a little bit of watery look. Now remember, you still have to hold your stencil even though you've got it in the registration tool, because you can see it popping up. I don't have any of the sticky down here where my stencil is. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Y'all. These are some results that I can really get behind and like. Let's come along up in here. So I'm going to have to work with the paints and get used to using them. Because like I said, I've always used inks. And not that I'm any great stencil artist either. Please don't get me wrong. It's not like I've done tons and tons of stencils. But the stenciling that I have done has been with inks. And I did a lot of ink blending on them, and that makes a difference. The medium that you use makes a difference. So if you decide to get one of these, start with a medium you're familiar with. Okay, that's got that. Let's lift this off and let me show you what that did. My plants are now coming up out of water, are they not? That is pretty cool. Now, let's come along here with some sky, because we've got our water coming up. That's not low enough. Let's come down. Let's come down right here. Okay, we're not going to use that very first part because we've got some plants. So let's come along with, I want to use maybe purple, but that's too purpley. Oh, sunset. A sunset sky. All right, let me go in here and get yep. Let's get us a clean little dealio here. Okay. So I'm going to take this, put it on the right way, doofus, and I'm going to Velcro it on there. All right. And I'm going to come along very lightly, remembering that I don't want to get that. I'm going to come along with a pinky sort of sunset. And remember, it doesn't have to go on thick. Sunsets, they're just kind of all over the place in intensity. So we're just going to do the same. Whoops, I bent that up. You have to be careful. That's where pouncing probably works much better. Okay, let's lift that and see what that looks like. Oh, I'm liking that. Now let's take some yellow. I believe oh no, let's take orange. My water's gonna fall off. Let's put it there where it's not on the edge of the glass. There's some orange. Okay, and we're still playing with stencil number 1. Remember? Now this I just want to use in places. I don't want to cover the whole thing. So now let's see what we've got. We've got orange going into pink. Let's come back with a little more pink. Okay, and now let's hit it with just a hint of purple. So cover my pink inks up, cover my orange inks up, and get out my purple. And we just want a hint, just a hint. Just a little hint in places. And I believe that's going to be enough. Okay. Have you ever noticed that Distress Oxides feel funny on your fingers? They feel chalky. It's an odd feeling. Okay, let's lift this off and see what we have. Okay, that's starting to look like something. All right, let's go to Stencil 2 and see what we come up with. Okay, Stencil 2, we're going to go back in the same spot, which was the bottom. No, it was, slide you over. It was that with the bottom. Okay, because we're working with the plants now. Okay, we need a green. Let's come in with this one. It's a little darker. Let's put our lids back on these fellers. And put them over to the side so maybe we don't knock them off. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I am the queen of knocking stuff off my desk. Just ask my dog, my poor little Daphne. She used to love to sit at my feet while I was doing things. And then she started getting hit in the head. And she's like, no, I ain't doing that no more. Okay, we're going to come in with these greens. Let's see what we got. Nice. Let's go a little darker. Just cause we can. Are you able to see that in my own camera? Just barely. Okay. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Now, let's come in with stencil number 2. Okay, let me see something here. This was stencil 1, and it came. What I'm trying to do is see where to position my stenciling tool. Because I can't remember where I put it. Alright. I think okay, I'm trying to line it up with the second one. That's the second stencil tool, the overlay. Okay, so this where is, because I did that very lightly. No, I did this down here. That's what, okay, I'm losing my marbles. We're going back in this hole, and we're going to come down here, like that, and we're going to come along. Is that the first hole? I think so. Check yourself. So you can always go back and check, because remember we did some water right there. And yep, that's it. That is it. Okay. We want to take, this is watery. I've got this blue. I think we used tumbled glass. Okay, what have I got in these? We could do easy breezy. Okay, I see another one over here too. Or we could do Blue Horizon. We did not use tumbled glass. I'm not sure what we used. Let's try tumbled glass and see. What tool did I use? There ain't no telling. Okay. Okay. Let's try tumbled glass. Yeah, it's a little more. So we can kind of sneak along behind here and give it a little bit of background. Let's see what we're doing. Oh yeah. Okay. Now let's cover that up and let's come along with Blue Horizon, because we used Easy Breezy for our leaves. Oh, that's building up nicely. Okay. Let's take this off and let you look at it. That looks pretty decent, huh? I'm liking it. All right, now we're going all the way back to that for number 3, I think. No, we're going here. We can take it all the way back too. We're going here. Yeah. And we're gonna stop here. We do need to take it on back though. All right, what do we want to use? I want to use some yellow. Let's see what that does. That's different. I kind of like. We could come back over the top of that with some orange. I should have gotten a red while I was over there the other day, but I didn't. There went something else off in the abyss. Fell out into Never Never Land. Do I have a different orange? I have a different orange, I just don't know where it's at. Okay. Not to worry. Let's see how that looks. Oh, yeah. Okay. You know what we're going to do? All right, that's in the first hole. We're going to come up here. We're going to come up and continue in the third hole. So I'm not sure yet what size book I want to make. So we're going to just add Okay, now I'm going to put my number 1 stencil back on there. And I'm going to come in with my pink and my purple up there. Get rid of my blue. Pink, pink, pink. My grandma used to raise double pink begonias. Have any of y'all ever heard of double pink begonias? She had such a green thumb. She loved flowers and color. She just had a riotous flower garden. It was beautiful. All right. Now let's come in with the purple. Lightly, lightly. Okay, we're going to call that done. And we're going to go for stencil number 3. Let's see what we've done to ourselves. Kind of nice. Okay, that's stencil 2. Here's stencil 3. We're going to start here. And we're going to go let's go with this. We don't know where our blue dropper went. So we'll just come along like this. And that gives us a purpley look that I like. Okay, we can carefully smoosh some of that in there. Yep. All right. Now we're going to move it down to the second one. And we're going to put this back over it so we don't accidentally get into our little flowers. And we're going to come along and add blue here. so that we kind of hopefully have a continuous little landscape going on. Yep. Okay, we put very lightly in there. Yep. Okay. Now let's come down to the first one and let's do our last flowers. Okay, we have two types of green. Let's get us some pop going. We may regret this, but let's do it anyway. Ooh. Ooh. Y'all want to see? Look at it. I love it. I love it. There is me, a book cover right there. Look at that, y'all. I would say that that is a success. I've got a Monet kind of sky going on. I've got some little purple flowers. I've got some weeds. I've got some real pretty ocean. And that was the other thing we needed to do. We needed to take our number 3 stencil and drop it down to add some of the water in there. This one right here, we need to drop it down in that very last one. Okay, you're gonna go in there. I know you fit. And we're gonna come in down here. Let's come in with, oh, let's really ground this. And again, I may regret this, but this is one of the prettiest colors. Okay, it's gonna have to be with this. And we're gonna lightly come in here. Let's see, our plants stop about there. So let's see what we've got. Oh, y'all. Okay, I am a happy camper this afternoon. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see what we got. Move that out of the way. Let's lift this up so you can really see it. Look at that. I love it. That's going to make an awesome, awesome book cover. It really is. Okay, y'all. Where did I get these wonderful tools? I got them at Scrappy Shack in Sawtee, Nacoochee, Georgia. You can go to scrappyshack.com and order them online. Those people are wonderful. You will love the staff at Scrappy Shack. They are phenomenal. Very helpful, very sweet. I just absolutely love my Scrappy Shack family. If you like this video, please consider hitting the like button and giving me a thumbs up. And if you would subscribe, that would make me even happier. So I hope that you have enjoyed the time that we've spent together this afternoon. I hope that you like the results. And let me know what you think about this in the comments. That makes me really happy when somebody comments on my video. Give these stencils a try and see what you come up with. Thank you so much for being with me today, and I will see you next time. Bye.